Hey everyone, it's Dr. Scott. I'm going to explain in the screencast how to integrate an image into a Word document. If you're watching this, it's probably because I've assigned some kind of an assignment that's asking you to integrate some kind of image that helps with either your argument or helps explain a concept. And that visual can be used to appeal to logic, to help somebody understand data. It could also be an image that's used to appeal to emotion or to appeal to credibility. The reason why I'm having you all do this is because I want you to see writing is not just using words, sentences, paragraphs to persuade, but also your document as a whole can persuade, and including images can be very persuasive and can help people understand pretty important concepts. So I'm going to kind of walk through some of the technical parts of adding an image to your document. If you've already got this, I think you can skim through some parts of this. But a couple things that I want to add before you go, if you already know how to integrate images into your writing. One, you'll want to make sure that there's a caption, that you're giving credit to the person who created the artwork or that took the photograph. And also, you want to discuss your image in your writing. Like, it's not something that you just kind of include in there and then you don't discuss it. It should be a part of your writing. And so on every caption that you include, and I'll talk about how to create a caption in the screencast, the caption should include some kind of note that says either figure 1 or figure A, depending upon what your citation style demands. And then in your document, you should say, as can be seen in figure 1 or figure A, and then you go on and you discuss that image. So there should be a caption. There should be a caption that kind of gives a label to the image. Again, figure 1, figure A, whatever your citation style requires. And then you should discuss that image in your writing. Okay. So those of you that get it, you can bail now. If you're not quite sure how to integrate an image into your writing, here's information about how to do it. Okay, so let's say I want to find an image that might appeal to somebody. Maybe, let's say I'm in plastics engineering and I want to write a documented argument or some kind of persuasive essay about plastics recycling and how important plastics recycling is. So we'll do a Google search. So plastic recycling, and there's this thing called the Pacific Gyre. I have a bunch of folks that live out in California, and they're concerned about this large, small continent-looking thing that's completely made of plastic, and it's called the Pacific Gyre. So let's say plastic Pacific Gyre. And so if I want to find some images for that, click on Image. And then here's a bunch of options. You can see some pretty disturbing videos, like animals that die because they're ingesting a bunch of plastics, just rivers of plastics. This person's kind of canoeing. This image here, there's just tons of stuff here that I could use. Let's maybe choose this one right here. So it's on Pinterest, and we need to kind of find out where this, who took this photo. We want to give them credit for it. It's kind of the same as plagiarizing if you just insert a video, or an image into your writing without giving credit to the person who took it. So if we can maybe track that down a little bit. Okay, and I did a few extra clicks, so you didn't have to kind of sit through that. But I found through this Berkeley News, there's the image that I was looking for that showed up on my Google image results, and it tells me where that image kind of came from. So Plastic Disclosure Project photo. So I right-click images, save image as. I want to put it in my downloads. Plastic Gyre, I think I'll be able to find that, and then I click Save, and there it is. And I go back to my Word document. So let's say, and I want to put the image kind of where it's relevant in my paper. And an image like that, there's not a lot of data or statistics. It's just kind of something that's going to appeal to emotion. It's going to get people kind of thinking about the significance of this issue. The introduction is usually a good place for that kind of image. You might have another image that might be more relevant to a later part of your paper. But let's say I have an introduction. Let's say I've drafted it. It's in here, and I want to include that image in here. So I'm going to go to Insert, Picture, and see the kind of image I have here. Let's say I go to Downloads. So I have some friends here. I did some work on their stuff. Let's see, Downloads. There it is, Plastic Jar. And there's my image. So you can resize it like that. Now, when you're writing, you want your text to kind of flow around this. So I've got some writing here, blah 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 blah. You can see it's just kind of pushing the image down. But let's say I want the text to start flowing around this. You right-click it, go to Wrap Text, and you want Square. What that's going to do, it's going to allow the writing. It's going to allow you to also write to the right. Now, I would insert the images at the end of the process. Like, I wouldn't insert this into a draft because the more you write, it's going to like do funny things like, you know, go on beyond 2 pages or something like that. It can get pretty frustrating. So I would say this at the end, like put all your images into a file and then upload them later. So you've got an image in here. We know where it came from. I have that page up still. We want to create a caption because we want to provide the reader with some information about where this image came from. So you right-click it, go to Insert Caption. And so it's already got Figure 1 up there. In some, depending upon what citation style you're using for your paper, you might have to change that. I think MLA does the Figure 1 thing, so we'll kind of go with that. And so in the image, it said, or in the original where I found it, it says Plastic Disclosure Project Photo. So we want to give some credit to that, but we want to label that image. So boy in Jakarta surrounded by plastic. Photo found, and then we want to provide the website, not the URL necessarily, by Berkeley News. That's the name of the Berkeley News. Photo from, let's see, where's that again? Photo from the Plastic Disclosure Project. Plastic Disclosure Project. Okay, so now we've got a caption. And there it is right there. So that tells your reader what it is, what that photo is, where they can find it. And I include these in my list of works cited. I mean, it's a work that somebody else did that I'm citing in my essay. I think it needs that acknowledgement. It needs that credit. And again, this is something you should be writing about. It's not filler that you're just adding to an essay. It should be part of your writing. So choose your image carefully, and hopefully I've given you some of the technical stuff. Again, do this at the end of the process, or sometimes the formatting gets kind of funky. All right, that's all I have. If you have any questions about that, email me. I'd be happy to help you figure it out, but I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of images you guys use in your papers. Talk to you soon.